I'm sure they did. And then in the spirit world now, I get a lot of communications from my dad. That is that's like the coolest thing. I I I can sense my dad. Oh man, yeah, I can sense my dad a lot. It's it's weird, different. I never really experienced that to the degree I'm experiencing those feelings now with my dad almost daily. And I feel encouraged. I feel empowered by my dad more than even when he was alive. My dad liked going to church, and when I'd be in New York, I would stay for like a month or two, especially after my mom died. I would stay in New York, for a month or two, or come back and forth. And I would basically stay with my dad since everybody else that was in the house was working and not there. I would be around for my dad, take him to his doctors, and take him to church. And at the time, I was like into going to church. But now I understand what that was all about to a better understanding. So the point I'm making here is that my dad, we were driving, I was driving because he can't drive no more at the time. So I'm driving us to church and just cruising along the Long Island Expressway, westbound, getting to Deer Park to go to the Upper Room Tabernacle on Deer Park Avenue in New York. And my dad was there. They known him. He's been there for over 20 years. He was in all different kind of ministries. He even got to go to Rikers Island. He would go to Rikers Island because that was a ministry that they would go and interact with the inmates there. And the reason why that was allowed at the time, I don't know how it works in jail or prison, but I believe the warden or an assistant of the warden, either one of those that have power, allowed the men from my dad's church, and I forgot how many, I think my dad said like 10 or so. They would go maybe sometimes in bunches, and other times they would go when they could go. The warden was at my dad's church. It was at my dad's church. I believe he was even a pastor at my dad's church. I'm not sure about that, but I know he was a warden or some official at Rikers Island, and my dad, along with other men, would go to Rikers Island and interact and, Bible study or whatever with those inmates. So my dad did a lot. He was also in the Spanish music ministry because he could play drums. Well, the drums he was really learning, but guitar, the bass, my dad used to play. He knows how to play the congos, So I'm taking him to church. I'm not thinking of nothing, just going to church and maybe what are we going to eat for lunch afterwards. And my dad starts talking and says, Mel, I'm sorry. And he's just going on. And I wasn't paying attention. I'm like, wait. Dad, what are you talking about? What are you sorry for? Wait a minute. Did you do something? You want to confess? What did you do? Thinking like something silly. He was being serious. I started recording. I grabbed my phone really quick and I hit voice recorder. I have plenty of voice recording of my dad, man. And that feels really good. He wouldn't want to learn Marco Polo. In 2018, the fall, till my mother's passing in Mother's Day of 2019, we were using Marco Polo, and I was tricking her. I did it on purpose because I didn't know she was going to die, but I wanted memories of my mom, and I wasn't able to get them unless I could record it. So I taught her how to use Marco Polo from Arizona to New York, and I got some funny videos. Oh my God. I got really funny stuff. I have them in my external hard drive. I have them in, I think, 2 external hard drives because I can't get those back, and those are funny moments. But my dad, as long as I was with him, I was pushing record, even if we were watching a movie, because we had side commentations to whatever movie we were watching. The full movie I did was Barefoot in the Park. That is that Paul Newman? And Barbara Streisand. Was it Barbara Streisand? No, it's Jane Fonda. Jane Fonda, I believe it is. And I want to say Paul Newman. But anyway, it's called Barefoot in the Park. It was filmed in Central Park, New York. And so I watched that with my dad because he said that was a movie he took my mom to on their first date. So I got to learn a lot about my dad after my mom died, and me going specifically to sit on the couch and be with my dad and cook meals or take him to doctors. So here we are going to church, and he starts telling me he's sorry. You know, he says, Mel, I'm sorry. I should have been there for you more. I could have. I didn't know how. And he was crying. So, of course, I started crying. I was like, wow, my dad. But I have that kind of effect on my brothers and my dad, or at least I did. When I would give them a letter or a card and pouring out my heart, they always would cry. My brothers got to the point where they would hold the card and they would just look at me and they go, am I going to cry when I read this? And I go, well, probably. Because I would pour my heart into it. I would look for a memory. I would look for the thing that could ignite in their heart, something that we did together, or something I was there, something that they told me. God, I'm getting the chills in my head. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Oh, man. And even my cousins, too, the ones that I was close with, when I was in a rush, and I would just put to so-and-so, you know, happy birthday or Merry Christmas, whatever it was, a short note, they would literally hand me the card back and like, you were rushing. I want the long one. Because I would turn the card upside down, and that was because if I'm writing to you, whoever's on the other side of that screen, or my old people in my past, say it was my family member who would say mom, and then I would turn it upside down, so all the personal stuff was to my mom. So if somebody else wanted to read the card and you saw them turn it upside down, I would say, hey, that's not for you, that's private, that's for my mom. That's not for you, right? It's not for them. So I would actually set up a booby trap. So whoever turned the card upside down, and I saw the card upside down, and it wasn't to the person that I wrote it to, I would tell them, hey, give it back, turn it around. And I would ask whoever, you know, hey, did you give him permission to read the personal part? You know? Because I'm always, I like pouring out my heart. I like being real. I don't know how to be fake. Even in school, elementary, junior high, high school, I didn't know how to be fake. I didn't know that that was a thing. I guess I had it all wrong for the 3D world because of who I am through and through. Man, I didn't know what all those things were. Earth Angel and Starseed or High Priestess. I didn't know nothing about those tarot cards. I only bought my first pack a couple months ago. My first pack of tarot cards a couple months ago, and even holding them in my hand probably less than 2 years ago, or within 2 years, holding them, looking at them, because other people had them, and I just started obviously being around spiritual people that had them. But I didn't know all those things. And then I was taught by one of my teachers, my mentors, that said, be careful, because when you get around other teachers, other mentors, other spiritual people, especially when they want to have the titles of the shaman and medicine people or curanderas, that they have that ego. And then they're going to want to take from me because I'm a nobody. And I didn't know about my powers. You know, I didn't know about my gifts. I put that to the Scorpio, because we have tons of them here, just tons of them. So the baby scorpion, one time I was at somebody's house a while ago, and they got stuck, but it was a baby scorpion, and they rushed to the hospital and told what happened, and they go, oh, the baby scorpions, the stab hurts, the sting hurts, because they use it so forcefully, but their juice, their poison is very weak, mild, nothing. But then when you get an adult scorpion, their sting is like, you know, quick, but it's poisonous. That sting is poisonous because they have, you know, I don't know, marinated their poison. It's very poison. So that was me. I'm a baby running around, injecting everybody with all my love, being authentic, not knowing that that was a thing to go steal. And that was a thing to go be mad at. Because I'm authentic and whoever's over there ain't authentic. Oh, look at her. She's all whatever. That was never me. That was never me.